What's up, everyone? Welcome here to this episode of I'm a Human Being podcast with Star Jesse Taylor, which is me. You might see that I don't have a shirt on. And some people say, hey, your content is so well put together. Why don't you put a shirt on for the presentation? This is my brand. My brand states that I don't give a fuck. That's why you guys trust me. That's why you know I don't put some bullshit content out or put some bullshit advertisement out on my Instagram or my TikTok. Watch my TikTok. I've never posted one post of advertisement for any company. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do it yet, but I had many companies reach out to me offering me thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, sending me their product. I try it out. I'm like, no, sorry. It doesn't work for me because I know my followers trust me. All right. So this, my brand. I don't give a fuck brand. All right. Let's get to the topic today, shall we? All right. Topic today. Why does this generation feel so lonely? Why do we all feel so lonely? Why do we have such a hard time to connect? And especially with TikTok changing our culture, if you believe it or not. It was YouTube at first, but now TikTok changing the younger generation and the generation that's basically online, which is a lot of the younger generation. And after the pandemic, where people isolated a lot, we all have problems to connect authentically because what's cool has been generalized all over the world. What's cool is what's accepted and what's trendy. And when someone speaks up against it, they're getting canceled more than ever. So even when you speak politically up on even a lot of these platforms, you're getting canceled, as you see. And those people are not bad people. 10 years ago, you were able to say whatever you wanted to say on a lot of these platforms. But nowadays, you cannot say things on platforms. You cannot say things in person. And you're scared of being an outcast. And this is intrinsically in us as humans. So when I came from Germany to the US, one of the first things that I saw on campus when I started to study was there was almost no couples. Like when I was in Europe, I always saw girlfriend, boyfriends together. Like loving, that was just together. And then I actually made a stand-up comedy about it. Maybe I'm going to post it one day. Maybe if you guys want to see it. But the first interaction that I had with a girl, very attractive girl, by the way, I didn't have any friends because I came from a different country and I didn't know anyone. But I hit on this girl in acting class and she really liked me. And I was like, yo, so let's go out. And she was like, well, you would have to meet my friends first and I would have to meet your friends first. And in the stand-up comedy, I do this funny joke that, by the way, rest in peace, David Arnold gave me the inspiration to, who's a famous comedy stand-up comic, and I took his class for stand-up comedy. So in the comedy stand-up, I say, Alicia, her name wasn't Alicia, but I used Alicia. Alicia, I don't want to fuck your friends. I want to fuck you. And Alicia said, Jesse, that's rude. And I said, I'm sorry. I want to fuck you, please. And yeah, that was my stand-up comedy journey. But what I saw was there was all these hurdles that you have to jump through to connect to a person. There are all these rules. And then nowadays, you don't see people on campus a lot of times being together anymore because it seems like they want to keep their options open. They want to be sure. They have commitment issues. And the dating market, as well as the friend market, has become worldwide through Instagram and TikTok. And whoever has the most followers has the options. So a lot of times they don't want to commit, they just want to jump from branch to branch. And in addition, we became busier and busier. I mean, busier with scrolling and having all these news and information out of hands. And now a lot of people don't want to take the chances to the brain comes in and says, oh, but what if we don't like those people? What if we waste our time? Let's stay home and watch Netflix. At least we don't have social anxiety. And this has a big detriment to the mental health of people. So the mental health of people suffers because by isolating and avoiding doing the thing that we actually value, which is connecting to people, we're showing our brain that that must be dangerous. And our brain has only 3 expressions that it can give us: emotions, thoughts, and bodily sensations. And our brain's like, oh, you're saying this is dangerous because you're showing me with your behavior that going out is dangerous. Because the brain doesn't care about your language. It doesn't care that you tell it, we want friends, if you're still isolating yourself. It just watches your behavior and it learns from your behavior what's okay. So by you not going out, you're showing your brain that that is dangerous. And then your brain, to protect you, gives you more depression, more anxiety, more fear of going out. Because it knows that then you protected of this dangerous thing out there. So it's really about nowadays, which people used to have been pressured in back in the day, which is going out because that was the only way to meet people. It's really about being okay with being uncomfortable, going out there and seeing social skills as a skill, making friends as a skill and as work. It's so wonderful to have friends, but it's to have good relationships. It means commitment and work. And a lot of people don't want to do work anymore. It's so easy to lose friends. And yeah, sometimes we grow apart, but a lot of times it's just neglectance of basically acting on your values. Everybody's acting on them. Oh no, I need to take care of my mental health and isolate myself instead of going out with my friends. It's the self-obsession, like thinking about, oh, it's all about myself and this, this is not taking care of your mental health, by the way, anyway. We know from ACT therapy that isolating yourself and reacting on your feelings is just feeding those patterns and it's bringing more anxiety. So it's really about having the emotions and going out mindfully and being okay with uncertainty, being okay that the brain says, oh, well, would we waste our time? Be like, okay, brain, we waste our time, and go out anyway. You want to build the skill. And in addition, you have values of giving to your friends. You're giving to yourself and you're giving to your friends. But most of the time nowadays, it's all about, what can I get? What can I get? Give me more, give me more, give me more. And what about my feelings? And it's self-obsession. And you can get the phone and make that feelings feel better. And it becomes more. That's why we have this big mental health crisis, because people do it whole backwards. And people don't open up. People are not vulnerable. So, and vulnerable just means being okay with being hurt, being okay with being rejected, but acting on your values and being willing to lose people based on your values and your self-respect. Let me tell you guys a story. I used to date this girl a long time ago. 5 years, 6 years, I don't know. Beautiful curly hair, half black, half white, mixed girl. She, we met at like a spiritual event and we got along well. She was very like free flowing, like really, it was comfortable in the beginning to be with her, hang out with her. She was easy to be around in the beginning. And because she liked me, she invited me to these events. It was like I sold massage devices at marathons. I was pretty good at it. I'm not trying to brag, but I was pretty good at it. I broke the records of the company many times. But let's just stop bragging right now, okay? So this one day we flew to Vegas. No, we drove to Vegas. And after the work event, we went out. And we went to this club. And we walked up to the club, me, her, and another coworker. And the bouncer looks at me and is like, you cannot get in. And I was like, why? And he was like, your shirt, it's cut off. It's against the dress code. I'm like, oh, okay. And where I'm from, when we used to go out back in the day, if one person doesn't get into the club, no one goes in because we have the value of loyalty. We care more about our friendships than having the emotional addiction or the emotional entertainment. So I'm like expecting, oh yeah, I'm just gonna change, or we go somewhere else. I'm like, all right, let's go. And she's like, no, I worked all day and I just want to have fun dancing now. And she just walked up the stairs, went into the club with the guy. And in that moment, I knew, I knew I'm gonna break up with her. I knew. Now, given I was hurt, I had feelings for her. I was hurt. But, and this is where I always tell people, even if you in love, even if you love a person, I can I can still love a person and I can still not talk to them anymore because they showed me by their behavior that they care more about their emotional addictions than me. Now, in her worldview, it was crazy because when we went home, I never talked to her again. She kept calling me, blah, blah, blah. And, but yeah, I never dealt with her again. Given she did a bunch of other things before they were crazy. So that was not the only thing. But this is, we want to act based on values. And this skill will give you emotional fitness. Emotional fitness is the ability to go through uncomfortable emotions, but still go mindfully for your values. And guess what's going to happen? You actually build emotional fitness. Whereas if you avoid emotions like weights, see emotions like weights, you have less emotional fitness and the anxiety is bigger. It seems bigger, but it's really you are weaker. So you're hurting your mental health more. But by actually building the skill of emotional fitness, being okay with the emotions and mindfully focusing on the things that you value and doing the actions, you are becoming a bigger space. Plus, you are not a slave to the brain and you're not staying in relationships that are not based on your values. You are actually going to meet people who value you and you value them. So, yeah, I'm going to finish it here because it's 13 minutes. Good time to finish. I'll leave you guys with this. What means a good relationship for you? What means friendship to you? What do you want to give in friendships to yourself and others? How do you want to be a good friend to yourself? How do you want to be a good friend to others? What are the actions? And act more on those actions with any feelings and thoughts. All right. I love you guys. Peace. No shirt gang.